Okay, welcome. My name is Golden Carter, pronounced as she, her. I live in Virginia Beach. I manage the Mothers Out Front Virginia page on Twitter, and I've been a member of Mothers Out Front since 2018.
Hi, my name is Tess. My pronouns are she, her. I live in a little town up in the north of Fauquier County. My Twitter handle, that's my personal handle right there, Neath Gray Skies. I've been with Mothers Out Front for a little under 2 years as part of their online community team.
My name is Kathy Keller. I'm a registered nurse at Fairfax Hospital, and I'm also a member of the Fairfax chapter.
Thanks so much for joining us, Kathy.
Thank you.
Okay.
Okay. I'm with Artivism Virginia, and I'm in Charlottesville, and I'm dirty in the garden. That's why my videos. Hi.
Hi, thanks so much for coming.
So this slide is just a little bit about who we are as Mothers Out Front and some of the campaigns that our teams have worked on here in Virginia and what we can get accomplished if we all work together.
We just had another person join who's connecting right now.
Should I, or should we wait?
So Meg is in here. So if you're just coming in, if you want to introduce yourself in the chat, we're just kind of starting about going over what we do at Mothers Out Front. Oh. I just found a rogue toddler.
You got to be careful, they pop up.
Okay, so welcome, Meg. Happy birthday to your son tomorrow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
So I think all our information is in the chat. I don't know if you can see that, our other introductions, but we were just watching some videos about why climate action is important. Golden, do you want to kick this one off?
Sure. This video is about is Kelsey Worth, one of the national leaders of Mothers Out Front, talking about why climate action is so important and essentially why we do what we do for our children and our children's futures.
If a car was driving down the street and then my daughter ran into the street, I would throw myself between her and the car, because that's what you do if you're a mother. The climate crisis is the greatest threat to the well-being of our children. What we are tapping into as Mothers Out Front is mothers' fierce determination to protect their kids. Moms are powerful, moms can be fearless, and they get stuff done. When mothers start talking about how they are concerned for the health and safety and well-being of their children, it changes the energy in the room and people start listening. We started here in my living room. It was pretty clear from our very first gathering of mothers that we were onto something. They might have walked in feeling a sense of helplessness, some despair, but they walk out feeling like they have agency. We believe that addressing the climate crisis is really about justice. It's about justice for our children who are inheriting a mess. It's about justice for frontline communities, mostly low-income communities and communities of color that have for decades borne the brunt of our dependence on fossil fuels. We have teams of mothers that are working on stopping proposed fossil fuel infrastructure, power plants, pipelines, increasing the use of renewable energy, an electric school bus campaign, fixing high-emitting gas leaks in our cities and towns. Scientific consensus tells us we have 11 years to transform our energy economy and move away from fossil fuels. In 11 years, my daughter Sophie will be 25. We don't know what kind of world she'll be facing. What gives me hope is being with mothers, seeing what they're doing and experiencing their energy and their passion. We are winning campaigns at the local level. We're winning campaigns at the state level. We want to continue growing until we have the power to win at the national level. If a car
Okay, I love that video. It gives me chills. So we are starting an online team in Virginia. We are looking for moms, parents, allies who live in Virginia that want to take climate action, but maybe you don't have a lot of time in your day, which is most parents. You have a constricting schedule. You can't get to rallies, or you have childcare for you to go out to sit-ins or meetings, things like that. So this is a great fit for people like that. All you need to do is be comfortable online, especially Twitter, and you can dedicate as little as time you have to as much as you want. Maybe an average of 5 to 10 minutes a day, sometimes less, sometimes more. So basically boosting climate action. So boosting, like when Virginia leaders post something on maybe the Mothers Out Front Hampton Roads account or Mothers Out Front Richmond, we would boost those tweets. So you would be in a Twitter DM group, really easy to use if you never used one before. We can always provide help in that area too. And that's pretty much it. The next slide would be great. Thank you. So this is an example of the kind of action you might take. This is a petition to tell President Biden to stop the Mountain Valley Pipeline. So something like this might be dropped in the Twitter DM group, and you would just click the link and take the action, and tweet that you've taken the action and try to get some momentum that way. And I think Kim has the actual petition up, so we can just take a look at that together. So I mean, really basic stuff for this particular one, just putting your information in. I really like that video because it talks about leveraging the power we have as moms. So whenever we take an action like this, it has the option for a public comment. It's really great to use our stories and our voices as mothers about why this is so important to us. So there's a comment section here, talking about how pipelines affect our kids, our unique perspective as mothers. And that's pretty much it. And it looks like Beth has just dropped that link in the chat. So that's something you can do now or in the next couple of days if you want. So if you're interested in joining, we would love to have you. Really easy, probably the easiest way is to contact Golden on Twitter, and her handle is there, and she's also putting it in the chat. And she can add you to the DM group. And if you have any questions, we can open that up in the chat. Thanks.
I guess a question I have is I feel like I'm pretty comfortable on social media, but I don't have like a personal Twitter account? Is that something that it matters, or is it okay just to kind of create one just for this type of work without any kind of like personal stuff going on in addition to?
Yeah, that's perfect. That's great. I mean, we're not looking for anybody that has, you don't need any kind of clout or, large following.
Yeah.
We just need your voice. So that's probably, a great way to actually do it and kind of keep it separate if you're already running a Twitter account for work or organization, just to have one, and then you can just have that in the DM group and retweet as needed on there.
Okay.
Good question.
I'll try and get this information to some of my nurse friends, because I think that I'm trying to figure out how to get more healthcare providers and even friends who have voiced wanting to join Mothers Out Front, but have also said, I don't have time. So I'm going to definitely forward this information to them, and maybe they can get involved that way.
That'd be great. And it's such a nice low, like, I don't know, low risk kind of like, you don't have to, RSVP for meetings. It's nice. You can just do it any time of day. Like if you're a nurse and you're off shift or something at night, you can just jump on. It's really a really nice way to like dip your toe into getting involved.
Do you have any, just thinking of like the other moms that I know, like, do you have anything that I could share on like Instagram or Facebook with them of like, hey, I'm doing this. If this is something you're interested in, like, here's how to connect, kind of anything prepped for that?
Yeah, I'm trying to think, because we did have emails that went out. We can definitely, I think when you RSVP'd, you gave an email address, right? I believe, yeah. So we can follow up and make sure you get anything. I'm trying to think of other things we have on hand. Because I know we've created stuff in the past. Beth, can you think of anything off the top of your head that is a nice little infographic?
I was just going to say just what Kim said in the chat, which is that this is going to be emailed, and the presentation is going to be emailed. So that might be a good way, because this is a new team. So we do have infographics on like what Mothers Out Front is, but I'm not sure that I'm not sure if that's what you're looking for.
I guess I was just thinking more of like something you could post to your Instagram or Facebook that someone else could click on and kind of connect in. But certainly can use whatever is provided. But
So if they're, I think you can post a Twitter handle or page onto Facebook or Instagram. And if they come over to the Mothers Out Front Virginia Twitter, and as long as they follow, and this is not trying to get follows, it's just that's how Twitter works. It won't let you message unless you're following, from what I've found. Then I can add them to the Mothers Out Front Virginia Digital, because the group is already made. It just needs people added to it. So it's Virginia Digital Moms.
okay.
I don't know if that's helpful.
I think so. I think maybe I can like screenshot a Twitter post and then kind of work it from there.
Yeah, and then just include the link to the Mothers Out Front Virginia Twitter page.
Okay.
And that sounds like an idea you have, Megan. It sounds like a really cool idea. So if you get into this group and you want to help with something like that, I'm sure that would be much appreciated by everyone in Virginia and this new group forming. If those wheels are turning.
Okay. So am I creating, I don't have a Twitter account either. Am I creating a Twitter account, or can Golden add me to the Mothers Out Front DM group?
So that DM group is on Twitter, but if I need to, and if we need to talk about it first, but I could make a Facebook group, or I could make I don't know if Instagram does groups, but I know Facebook does groups.
So after I create a Twitter account, then I go to the Mothers Out Front DM group?
you will have to send a message to me on the, let me double check on my phone to,
Okay,
but from my understanding, because I've been working on a different DM group, you have to send a message to me or follow Mothers Out Front Virginia, and then I can click on your page
okay,
and then add you to the group.
okay. Okay. I'll give it a try.
Yeah. And if you need help, I could include, I could message you like my email or something to walk you through it.
Sure.
Okay, well, thank you so much for coming, everybody. If you have any more questions, just feel free to reach out to Golden or I or Kim. Thank you so much for taking the time, and I'm really excited because it sounds like we have some new members, so that's awesome.